going into game 2 here for the finals of the wildcard series. So as of now, I think I'm pretty much happy to see how the games have been progressing for Frostfire.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Definitely. I mean, the performance they had in match 2 and then entering the finals here is something that I found very exciting, especially the short game we saw before the match 1. It was with MAD, and I really love how it was such a snowball game. I mean, it's no surprise that when you see snowball games such as that, it's always worth pointing out what did they do to make that snowball happen, and it's always interesting to try and digest that game.
Oh yeah, and I think it definitely has a good benefit to all our viewers as well. You know, just how intense these games can get, and I think it's always a plus for us when players tend to deviate from the meta a bit, just so that they can play towards much more to what they're comfortable with, what they feel that they could utilize themselves that other teams can't. And yeah.
I think we did see that before in our matches with Frostfire and MAD. They are doing one of the picks that was just a signature flavor from their own region. But also on our side, I think we were the only regions here playing the Crest in this wildcard stage. But at least the Kriknak did quickly pick up, rather the Kilgroth did pick up quickly. So we did see some bans here and there tailored towards SGH. But now the test here is that game 2. Now in the best of 5 series, 1-0 at this moment.
Yeah, we're still waiting for our players to, you know, kind of get things going. Heading into the second game right here. Still quite a number of games that we have ahead here. Hopefully, maybe we'll get a full 5 games out of this Vulcan, because things look pretty close during that game.
Oh man, for a full 5 games is something that's going to test the players' endurance and their determination to win that game. Not just that, we did see just from the single round robin we saw before, the best of 3 series, already we saw actually a 40-minute game.
Oh yeah.
Just to know who will make it to the finals is already a good indicator to what to expect for the finals. But note that those were the games where MAD were playing. So that team, I gotta hand it to them, hands down. They really don't want to give up. You saw how much of a fight they put.
Yeah, and I guess that's just how the cookie crumbles in this case, Vulcan. I mean, with wild cards, it is their second chance. So the stakes are a tad bit different. Wherein, sure, you have 3 teams competing, but only just that one wildcard slot. But looks like we'll be heading into the drafting phase. Let's see if SGH can equal the scoreboard 1-1.
Let's see, and let's hope for the best, especially for SGH from that unfortunate loss. They will remove the Murad, and I think this will be a Superman ban.
Okay, so Murad and Superman. SGH really lots of respect towards that Murad from FF earlier. In all fairness, they've had quite a lot of success with it. Looks like SGH gonna prioritize the L'Oreal this time around for their first pick.
This is something that it is catching up. L'Oreal being one of the mages that can, especially it was one of the MVP heroes that we saw before. But now looks like we'll see a different trend here. Zenial. They don't want to give up the Zenia towards the same side of the L'Oreal, so Lubu will be picked up, and Malak.
Yes, Malak as well did perform well for FF during the game. But interesting enough that, you know, actually no surprises really that Zenial was prioritized by FF, having been open, and of course SGH as an alternative will have to content themselves with the Alice.
Now I want to see what's going to happen for the Zephyrus. Okay, it's going to go straight towards Frostfire and the Chunkner too. Looks like Frostfire, they're catching up the picks of SGH, which the Chunkner they love a lot. So this will be interesting to see how things will pan out for SGH's last picks.
Okay, Kriknak as well locked in. So, wow, Arthur. We've seen Arthur in all fairness in the Valor Cup, but okay, looks like it's gonna be a switch up to Arthur. Okay, again, a little bit indecisive there, but Joker still a great pick for kits as well. In all fairness.
I mean, can you blame them, Arthur? I mean, at this point, SGH, well, I wonder what they're feeling right now after that 2-game loss. I mean, 3-game loss streak happening for them in this run. They're trying their best to just shake things up here. But I think with Frostfire, they will stick towards the Praetor. I think Praetor was one of the factors what happened in the last moment of the clashes where they got wiped out.
Yeah, nobody able to reach that high damage glass mage. And so far, I mean, the composition that Frostfire has it's definitely another composition that could really allow this Kratos to shine because you have very solid front line in the form of the Chognar and Zillion, and that's not enough. You have a Zephys and Lulu that are come charging at you to have to deal with before you can even think of touching that Preda.
Yeah, don't touch my Preda. And but for the members, they have to touch that Preda in order to remove the glass cannon mage. Glass cannon mage rather in when it comes to team fights here, because game 2 the stakes are high there. I mean, you get to give away the match point if it's a 2-0. This will be a tight spot for SGH, but note that I think for a best of 5 series it is quite possible to go 4 or 5 games, seeing how determined the players are. I mean, road to AWC, this is it.
Oh yeah, this is definitely it. The chance at making history, chance at shot at glory, by the way, for these teams right here, for the glory. Flashbacks elsewhere, but nonetheless, I'm really hoping that we have a 1-1 in this, just so that, you know, things get a little bit more interesting, kind of a mini reset to a best of 3-ish scenario.
But the scenario will be a best of 3, but doesn't mean that the first 2 games were in fact nothing, because we know what the trends are, we know what works for our team. So now, here we go, guys. Challengers will give you the game 2 of SGH versus Frostfire.
Okay, so looks like we'll be heading right into it, guys. So far, no cheeky invades. Looks like Frostfire actually taking a much more defensive position. Not gonna allow SGH any room for opportunity to get a straight into their own side.
And now for SGH, I wonder what's gonna happen for Frostfire, because getting 1 point here, it's going to be a lot of pressure onto SGH's side. I'm pretty how do I say this? I want to hope for the best for SGH from that so close game they've had. I mean, they had it in their hands, and Frostfire just slapped their hands and dropped the cookies and let it crumble on the floor. So now, I'm pretty worried, because I'm seeing that the same prey that we saw in game 1, glass cannon, you can see that, but it comes to the fact that they need to quickly remove the key threats.
Okay, so man, oh man, so far looks like Kit's gonna be actually dealing with a Sentinel, so this is actually a bit of a safer lane for a Joker in this sense. Doesn't really have to worry about damage unless there are potential ganks coming in from Frostfire along the way.
Okay, potential ganks, yes, and also threats happening here in the mid lane, because we only see Relax here alone in the lane while 4 members are dancing in the river, playing a game of puddles. Splash on the puddles there, enjoying their youthful days before the Abyssal Dragon will spawn, before they would have to face reality. And I think this is dangerous. Base check. Okay, Relax. This is going to be a bad fight. Oh my god! Did you see the immediate engage plus a wipeout? I mean, I blinked for once and 2 seconds they have been removed from the fight. Not to mention 2-0 stars for Frostfire plus the Abyssal Dragon.
Oh man.
What incredible damage. That's
exactly
ridiculous. Wow.
And that's 2 kills up for Frostfire so far. And not to mention, these are 2 optimal heroes that you kind of want to have a leg up as for of these first few minutes. I mean, the Zephys especially, this will definitely be highly beneficial for Frostfire in which case.
Okay, I mean, from the 2-0 start, great things here for Frostfire. Gold is 6.6k. And now the first Abyssal Dragon did fall towards Frostfire. Yes, I think they want more. I think this could be the start for them to snowball. Right off the bat, Jitter going straight hard onto the Lupu. They go for the engage. Oh my god, he survived! No kills going to SGH. They're going for a cleanup. What a surprise. The Xennial ultimate changing everything. This is going to be a bad call. SGH, oh dear, 0-5. This is actually, man, what a turnaround. The Xennial, I think it was a worth trade for Frostfire there. They immediately sweep it out. I thought that the Lubu would be removed and taken down. Close to death, pops the ultimate just in time, plus time it with the Xennial.
Oh man, so far 0-5. This is Quite a stomp so far coming in from Frostfire, and not just that, look at all the value that they're getting, not just off of these skills, but eventually transitioning them into objectives like the Abyssal Dragon earlier. This time, turret towards the upper side, so this is quite the steamroll. And take note, we're seeing a 3,000 gold deficit, and we're not even 5 minutes into this game yet.
Oh my god, I mean, just 4 minutes into this game and already that much lead is enough for, let's see, FF to further more down mid. But for SGH, they're trying their best to control it. They know what to expect here. They are really... Okay, they're being careful here. Okay, they scout out 7, they spot him out in the brush. They see KC, but they don't see Daryl in that brush. RVP though says hello to them, so they finally know that the Preda is there. Plus the Lubu going over the wall, going onto the Joker. They're going for squishes here as Jido has been slow and getting a hit from Preda. Okay, the stun has connected, but no kill will happen so far in the mid lane for Frostfire.
Whew. So far, looks like for Frostfire, looks like they are going in, getting a stretch onto Jido there. Samurai Gamers Halo, they're kind of restraining themselves at this point. Again, it's just the respect of the lead that Frostfire has right now. Samurai Gamers Halo, ooh. Okay, so that's going to be a bit of a hold right there.
Hold the fort.
Yeah, pretty much holding out right there. But, oh man, that's going to be the dive right there onto Relax.
How can they hold the fort when they don't have a solid foundation at this point in the game where Frostfire are just crippling them down? At the 5-minute mark, we are having, oh my god, 5k gold league plus 2 towers going straight towards Frostfire. And now the potential second Abyssal Dragon, SGH, they don't know how to respond.
Oh man. So far, this is looking pretty grim for SGH. The gold lead just continues to build up expansively. Earlier, just 2 minutes earlier, it was 3k. Now it's at 5k. So I think the struggle here especially is that if you look at the composition that SGH has, it's kind of the jack of all trades. In a way, pretty good balance. I mean, you have the marksman support, mage, you have a tankier element to your composition, but it's hasn't really led to anything fruitful, if anything, not even a single opportunity that they've managed to reap. It's mostly been Frostfire time and time and time again. Not a single objective from SGH's side taken.
Not a single drop, not to mention a single kill, and towers, everything falling to the hands of Frostfire. You can see right now they're having a perfect game. 0-6 is a kill score, and you gotta hand it to who? The members of Frostfire. Preda, Jogner, always there when they're needed. 5 out of 6 KP. Here it comes. Blue side being contested by FM. Saber coming in. This is bad. They're not touching Daryl. Looks like the Preda is doing the best here with the damage, and that's going to be 7 taking down. Oh, relax with the L'Oreal. This looks dire for SGH. Now the question is, can Frostfire do something here as 7 and the members of KC responding towards the top lane tower?
Oh man. Crossfire, oh,
Here comes. Can they start things here? Now LCC2 going away with a Zephyrus. He did manage to escape from the fight, but Jido is still looking for him. Where is LCC2? But now he's forced to back up. KC has his back. It's going to be a successful escape, a disengage, if you would say, from Frostfire. SGH.
Yeah, man, RVP. Okay, so again, yet another takedown. SGH, they tried to get something off of that amidst FF trying to get a leg in to that second tier turret, but then again just suffered all the more casualties. FF poisoning themselves. Again, there's a split happening. Lubu, take note, pushing out towards the bot lane as well, effectively causing Samurai Gamers Halo to respond in terms of the numbers.
Oh my god. So I think another RVP. It's kind of bad when you're forced to use your ultimate as an escape rather than the engage, further removing the potential of SGH to go for a contest here as the third Abyssal Dragon has just spawned right there. And I think for Frostfire, they are just aiming for the tower at this point. Moving across the map, can they go for a dive here? OLCC2 has to be careful with the Zephyrus here because the Alice does have to hesitate and the AoE stun, but they're not afraid. They're not scared at all because at this point they're just mowing it down. What an incredible goal lead because of 6,000 rather than 9,000 goal lead happening here for Frostfire and SGA.
Whew. And that is going to be yet another turret taken down. It's just toppling one by one. SGH at this point, there's just no point of return. 10,000 gold lead. We're not even 10 minutes into the game. That's almost unheard of.
That's crazy. I mean, that's crazy for Frostfire because we did see this before, and now, my god, that's going to be the Dark Slayer. The Larks are going towards Frostfire. What a great control they're doing right now. This is what I saw before in the match 1 with MAP. Well, after that first game, they immediately jumped and just went overdrive, going for an incredible snowball. And now we're seeing the same trend. What a treat we're seeing here with Frostfire going in for the bot lane. And that's going to be the high ground tower doing the work to try and zone out the members of Frostfire. And that's going to be Daryl. Ooh, was not careful. Looks like the L'Oreal wasn't careful of the spacing between the Preda. Forced to be taken down here. And now that's going to be the mid lane high ground tower destroyed.
Okay, with that, this is going to be all the more problems for SGH with that mid lane left open and vulnerable for FF for the taking. Looks like that's going to be another high ground that they'll be getting as a benefit. Look at Lubu just taking all that damage.
And look at LCC today, who's going for the tower. Too focused there, forced to get executed under the tower just for the sake of going for the high ground tower there, but at least they did manage to get what they want. And now, Frostfire. Final push is inevitable for their side. SGH, what can they do? They are really crippled down here. I mean, looking at the KDA, looking at the goal, they're just behind by a long shot.
Yeah, and it's just it's a massive setback that SGH is working with right now. As much as they want to look for opportunities where they could come back into this game, it's almost to an extent wherein Frostfire has to make a massive mistake for SGH to even realize that. And if you're gonna look at, they can't even overextend as much. Look at the level differences that we're seeing here.
Huge level difference here. The stun did not connect to any members, only one. That's really minimal, and I don't think for Daryl that's gonna stop him dealing the damage onto the L'Oreal. They're going for the dive onto the Joker. Looks at the Lubu, finally landed that stack there, slows down the Joker, and now going out from the course range. I think this is it, Arctic. This is going to be the double for Daryl, and this will be game 2 going to SGH. We are now at championship point.
As much as I want to look at SGH getting 1 kill as a positive, I don't know, man. At the end of the day, it's still the end result here that matters. And of course, Frostfire 2-0, actually. In all fairness, that was a very dominating performance. Samurai Gamers Halo, they actually had a standard composition that they could have worked with, but I'm not really sure. There was not even a single opportunity wherein they were even able to capitalize on anything. So it's just a massive absence that we're seeing from SGH as far as performance heading into that game too. But I'm kind of worried about what lies ahead if they couldn't get back into the game.
And when it comes to the situation at SGH, from game 1, a heartbreak, game 2, a stomp, they're just battered and bruised, but they're not broken just yet. This will be their test here at Rise Up Now. We are now at match point for the finals of the wildcard.
Yes, man, it is coming down to the wire here. Of course, quick recap, guys. Frostfire now at 2 wins. Samurai Gamers Halo still seeking to win their first game. Almost near it during game 1, but I'm really hoping that what happened during game 1 wasn't a cripple to heading into game 2, because you can't really have that type of mindset when dealing with these best of 5s, especially like if you can't deal with it here, like what more in the later stages once you actually do continue to make that road towards AWC.
And we have seen this before in our season 1, where reverse sweeps do happen. Miracles can happen if you keep your guard down. It's going to be disaster, and you can capitalize on it. It goes both ways. It's a two-way street here in the finals of the AOB season 2. Once again, this is going to be a game of endurance and fate for SGH. How well can they make the miracles happen here?
Yeah, I'm a firm believer in miracles, but given the progress so far, I mean, hopefully we do see a reverse sweep though, because we have seen it quite a bit. And
we saw it a lot. I mean, it's not actually a miracle at this point. It's more of a norm. It's it's something that it happened. Is that a miracle? It happens, man. It happens way before, countless times, and it's something that we shouldn't be surprised to. But it's always delightful to see.
Yeah, you know, just a little bit of a spice to the storyline here. So hopefully this time around, I think Samurai Gamers Halo at this point, I would like to see something that's much more within their comfort as far as picks, because I don't think being experimental, unless it's like really a pocket pick, is a risk that they could even take at this point. Unless it's really they want to go for an all or nothing mindset, wherein they want to put something that might be a bit more riskier to pull off. But if it really means reaping the rewards towards the end, then sure, maybe
go for it. I mean,
Yeah.
whatever you can do, just do it, and worry about the consequences later. Just go for the results you can go for and see what happens. If it does bad, just reflect on it, do better. And now this is SGH's last chance, their last chance to try and force a fourth game, or in a way, maybe a fifth game here.
So let's go ahead and check out the stats right here. Man, scores across the board for Frostfire in the double digits, SGH in the single. So I think that's a very strong statement right there, Vulcan.
I think it's an incredible statement for Frostfire. As we saw before in the trends of our match 1, it wasn't a surprise that for Frostfire, they're doing their best here. When it comes to going for controls, a stop, a snowball is not a unnatural phenomenon for Frostfire. It's more of something that they're used to happening. SGH, now their test will happen here. What can they do here? And I'm hoping that for SGH, they can go for a long run game.
Hopefully. So with our match summary right there, man, that is, I can't even get over how heavy the stats here. Let's look at the damage as well. So Daryl, no surprise again, the glass cannon is working for
the glass canyon.
Yes.
Just kidding. The glass cannon, Freda, just showing why. It's one of the picks that Frostfire saw it work before. Why not do it again? But man, quite unfortunate for the Kreknak and the other potential characters, especially the L'Oreal, one of a heavy counter we've been seeing here as the game is progressing.
Ooh. So I'm wondering what adjustment Samurai Gamers Halo will be making here. Have they exhausted all their arsenal heading into the wild card? Hopefully that isn't the case just yet, but it's looking
pretty grim.
Yes,
I would
you
say.
took the words right out of my mouth, Logan.
I mean, it's something that we can't really sugarcoat. It's something that we have to point out because it's quite the obvious thing. Not to mention, again, it's going to be the Preta for the MVP of this match. Can you blame